Hey everybody, it's Kimberly and Syrena once again coming to you this Travel Tuesday with Embracing Newness. The month of November, we're coming in here just kind of giving packing tips because everybody's getting close to the holidays, right, Syrena? So we might be packing our bags to go see friends and family. And so we figured, the two of us are coaches. We are life coaches, business coaches, health coaches. We facilitate these wonderful retreat experiences, whether they be group retreats or whether we're doing individual private retreats. That's our main gig. But we always say, how can we be helpful? Syrena knows I come from a background of doing what we call share the joy from my health coaching. I said, well, why don't we just do something a little different and maybe share the joy of some of our packing and travel hacks in the month of November. So she obliged my little desire. And so we're here. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, Syrena, do you remember this? The two of us, we don't just travel for our own corporate needs and then our retreats, but we kind of travel together to try out resorts and places that we want to go. And we use that time to plan. But do you remember when we went to Miami? We were checking out one of the health resorts in Miami and the evening came and it was like there was no electrical socket. And you saved the day. You remember that?
I do. And I have to really credit the readiness of that particular situation with having worked remotely since 2015, right? And so I think one of the things that a lot of people just do not think about unpacking when they're thinking about their cords and electronics is an extension cord, right? And so it's like you have a laptop, I have a laptop, you have an iPad, I have an iPad, you have a phone, I have a phone. Like that's 6 things. And then not counting, we won't even get into our watch fiascos that we've had on our travel trips, but how to charge all the electrical pieces. And so because I tend to carry my work laptop backpack with me, I had that extension cord in there and was like, okay, Kimberly, so there's this plug right here. It's got a lamp in it. We want the lamp, so we're not going to unplug that, but we'll plug into this one other slot. And now we have, space for all of us to plug up and for it to also be against the walls. So sometimes you have enough space, but it's just in an awkward place where your cord to the computer is only so long, or your cord to charge your phone is only so long. So I highly recommend people traveling with some kind of extension cord. Mine is small and sleek, and it's like the 6-footer or something like that. It's not the super long, doesn't take up a lot of space. You can fold it up and tuck it in.
You mean 6-incher? Because you said footer, and I want to make sure people aren't like a 6-foot cord. Are you talking about the
I
length?
Did have actually the length of the cord was
okay,
6 foot, but no, yeah. I mean the width of the cord, I don't know if that's 6 inches, probably 1 inch.
Okay, got it. I just wanted to make sure I knew what you're saying. Got it. Good deal. Awesome. Yeah, and the other piece that I love, in that we both have our own way of doing it, is I used to hate traveling, and I used to use a Ziploc bag, and I would put all my stuff in it, and the cords, meaning everything that you need. So like I said, we're traveling with phones that need cords and watches that need cords and everything. And so I was like, there's got to be a better way. And so I started looking. For me, I wanted my cords, I wanted my cords kind of separated. So I found a cord bag that allowed me to kind of have everything in its own little spot and slot. And so I would recommend that if people are frustrated by trying to find where something is and how it goes. And I remember there was an elderly woman, she was sitting next to me traveling back, and her cords had gotten, when I tell you they were in a knot, she couldn't figure out how to get it out. So I'm helping her. And then finally I kind of rolled it up for her and tied it around. And then she saw my bag and she said, where did you get that? And because I showed it to her and I let her know. And she was like, I'll be buying one today. And so she got on her account and purchased one so that she wasn't in that space. And it really can become a time saver for some people.
I agree. And, I'm also not somebody who just buys something just to be buying something. So what has happened for me is this bag has gotten me through a lot. It's with me. When it tears up, I'll probably upgrade, if you will, but it does have
Mhm.
pockets inside. So I keep the charger pieces to the
Mhm.
back and the cords to the front. And as you said, I roll. I don't always do the tie in the middle, because
Mhm.
one of my tech people was like, well, that's how you break your cords, if you will, is the tension on that piece. And so keeping them loose, if you
Mhm.
will, is just much better. And then having them wrapped up. And whether you get those little clips that go around them, the little plastic bins, or what you have now is a thing that kind of snap it in place and keep it together, is there. But this particular cube is also a little bit smaller than yours
It
because
is.
it goes into a much smaller book bag that I travel with, and fits sleekly right down in there. So whatever people's needs are, there's sizes for that, there's compartments for that, and
Exactly.
weight weighs
Mhm.
in for me as well, of how much I want on my shoulders, or to be carrying.
Mhm. Definitely. And part of carrying, I like carrying an actual backpack on instead of a briefcase or things like that for me, especially with travel. And I really like this. There was a specific type of, they call it an e-bag. And it has all different types of compartments. So back here, of course, I have my laptop because I ended up dropping my laptop, I mean, dropping, excuse me, my one of my bags down the escalator one time. I double packed, so I have like even a little laptop cover before I do that, so that I don't crack my screen again. I have the ability here to have my iPad in that little slot. And then it also provides ample space for books and whatever else, and nice compartments. And that's usually where I slide this one down in here with a book as well, the same type. And this one especially has places for your cords, which is right at the bottom. So I always like when things can stay organized, neat, and together. And then this area right here as well, as you can see, has areas for pins. I have to act sometimes, so I have my little tripod that I take, and I have to do auditions for. So I make sure that that's always in my bag, so I never am without that. So as you can see, finding bags, finding things, whatever tech needs you have, there's usually something out there for you. So I would highly recommend taking the opportunity to look for things if you're finding a level of frustration in your travel with your tech needs. Got anything, Syrena, that you want to add before we close it out today?
No, just interested in hearing also what works for you all, and what you're doing for your tech needs and all of those things, and perhaps what products you're using that we might not even know about. We talked about that, and what really matters for you, weight, organization, ability to find things, all of those great things. And consider that extension cord for your future
Yes,
needs,
definitely.
especially
A
with
game
people.
changer. And it's funny because I haven't gotten one yet, and I know I need to. So my husband, when I travel with him, he has one. So
So you're covered, him or
I'm
me.
covered because I'm either traveling with Syrena or I'm traveling with my husband most of the time. So I don't need one yet, but I think I need to pop in and do that. But that's one of the things we want to make sure that you realize, that like ladies out here that are business women, you need a moment to get away, to connect with other like-minded women. You are out here moving and grooving. That's what we want mostly for you as you're coming to an Embracing Newness retreat with us, and travel with us. So if you're interested in creating your own if you're part of an organization and you want to do a corporate retreat, if you're someone who just has some friends and you want to get together and curate a private retreat, or if you just are saying, you know what, I want to travel on my own, but I want to meet some people, you can come in with us and do one of our Embracing Newness retreats that we have that's open to everyone. And so you can go to www.embracingnewness.com, and you can see all of the ways in which you can connect with us. And if you want to schedule a private one-on-one, they're able to do that, is right, Syrena?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One-on-one or couples, we have, I think the beautiful thing, Kimberly, is the flexibility that we have to work with people no matter what their needs are. So
Exactly.
we look
Yes.
forward to seeing you all, receiving any questions, having you sign up and join us for the next transformative trip.
Yes, definitely.
Happy Tuesday.
Okay.